Thursday, March the 7th, 2024. It is about 7:57 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I hope your Thursday's gone well. I hope that, because I think I'm probably going to upload this video on Friday. It's got another one that I'm uploading. So I hope if you're watching this on Friday, hope that your Friday has gone well, and I hope that you were able to make this week a productive week, and hope that you're looking forward to the weekend, enjoying family, friends, loved ones, and just having time to yourself, having time to your hobbies, having time to the things that make you happy, the things that are going to put you in a better position in life, whether it's starting a small business, whether it's, just any kind of like side hustle you have that you do on the weekend. Make that productive this weekend. Or if you don't have any of that, just live life, travel, do what makes you happy. Alright, but the main topic I wanted to talk about in this video was, and I'm sorry if you can hear, because I think there's some people cutting the grass outside. And they come early in the morning. It's like not even 8 o'clock yet, and they already out cutting the grass. But what I want to talk about is some of these like toxic sayings that I've heard like men say, and I think that we have to kind of address this, because I think, especially in this social media era, like when we hear somebody say something and they, have a whole bunch of subscribers, or they have, this huge platform, we tend to like look at it as a true statement for some reason. And one of the statements I want to talk about is the idea that if you're a stepdad, or you're a guy and you like marry a single mother, that makes you a simp. And it really doesn't, because the way I see it is, if that guy loves that woman, and the woman happens to have kids, that guy, he meets the kids, he, sees that the kids are very well behaved, they are, that he can see like a family being created via him marrying her and basically combining and starting a family. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a guy who decides to take on that, ultimate responsibility, and decide to, marry a single mother. Um, I just, I don't know. I saw somebody on a podcast say that, and I was just like, it was kind of alarming, because I'm like, how does that make somebody a simp? And I guess the overall idea is that, like, as a guy, I guess you're supposed to like marry a woman that doesn't have kids, but what if he happens to like a woman that has kids? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's just one of these silly ideas that, somebody says it on one of these podcasts, and podcasts are like very popular nowadays. A lot of people listen to them, and a lot of people say we're in the podcast era. And so when you hear one of these popular people on one of these popular podcasts say that, it's just, it's silly. It's silly. Obviously there's nothing wrong with having a preference. Like, if you're a guy and you prefer a woman with no kids, there's nothing wrong with that too. But the main thing I'm saying is to shame, or to say a guy that you know, gets with a woman with kids is, this, that, and the other. Oh, he's a simp, or oh, he's weak and this and that. Like I say, I just think that's toxic behavior, and I think that people who say that, like deep down, they're not they're not happy themselves, and so they kind of project their unhappiness and insecurity onto, like, you know onto other people. And that's where you get this whole idea of, you know oh, if a man does this or if a man does that, he's weak, or he's this or he's that. And it's just kind of crazy to me, like, why we do that. um why I don't know. I think us men, we have to stop that. We have to, for one, learn how to think for ourselves. Don't let these, like, podcasters with millions of subscribers or hundreds of thousands of subscribers, think for us. We have to just, you know there's nothing wrong with listening to the podcast, but, you know some of this stuff, you have to admit, like, it's like, come on now. Like, sometimes people just be saying stuff, and even, like, getting married in general. Some guys would say, "Oh, that's a that's a simp move," or, just showing a woman that you appreciate her, by buying her gifts and all that, and really just showing that you love this woman. Some guys right then and there would say, "Oh, you're a simp, or you're this, or you're that," and it's like, I guess I just don't really understand, like, how just showing your love, appreciation, and, just your overall happiness with being with this woman is somehow, you know, a simp move, or, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Um, it's just these ideas. I think we need to challenge some of these ideas as men, and start to, encourage just thinking for ourselves. Because I think a lot of men, we take on these ideas because we listen to these big named, like, male relationship gurus and all this, and they'll say these different things. Oh, you're a weak if you're a weak man if you do this. You're a weak man if you do that. You're a simp if you do this. You're just a this, that. You know, you have to do this. You have to do that in order to be a real man. What is a real man? What is the true definition of a real man? Everybody's definition of a real man is different, so that's extremely subjective. And once again, I hope that you all aren't hearing the people cutting the grass in the background. Like I said, they're out here early, and so, um, man, they're out here early. But dang, I just hope, because we're at 9 minutes, and I hope it's not being picked up by the mic. But anyway, you know, um, yeah, that was kind of my main point. Is just some of these sayings on these podcasts can be kind of toxic, you know, as far as men's, like, self-help, um, you know. And another thing is these pickup artists ought to make a video about that too. because there is definitely not one way to pick up a woman. I just think that we as men, we have to kind of call this type of foolishness out, um, and how to get multiple women, all this type of stuff that you see from these pickup artists on YouTube. It's just silly stuff that really, honestly, it might work for somebody with a certain type of personality, but it's definitely not a one size fits all solution. Like every man, like using certain types of lines and this and that is not gonna work for every dude. So you know, instead of trying to follow behind some sort of pickup artist, you have to just be yourself in a way. You have to just, you know, be yourself basically. I mean, and if a person's compatible, y'all have things in common, you all share the same goals. Um, that's kind of how genuine, you know, true organic relationships start. They don't start by, just, I mean, I guess you can come across as charming, but, and end up being able to, I guess, date a woman or get with a woman, but that, a true organic relationship, if y'all don't have anything in common, y'all don't have any of the same goals, you know, it you can't. It's kind of hard to form a relationship with that unless it's some other factor in it, such as like a transactional relationship where you're basically just paying for a woman's attention. I mean, but other than that, that's not a true organic relationship. And that's what we want out here. We don't want none of this fake stuff. We want true organic love, true organic relationships. And I think it starts with, you know, us thinking about some of the things that we're hearing off of these, like relationship podcasts and gurus and all this type of stuff. We have to get back to what truly made relationships, and that was just being organic, not all of this, you know, what do you call it? I mean, there's nothing wrong with self-help, but at the end of the day, just be organic. But anyway, it is about 8:10. I actually have to end this video. I gotta go to work here in a little bit, but I hope that you all were able to just kind of think about these things, especially if you're a guy, because this video is kind of, I guess you could say, kind of targeted towards the guys, but obviously anybody could listen. But we kind of have to do better as far as some of these sayings that we like to throw out because we heard somebody say it and we thought it sounded cool. Um, and I think it's mainly, if this is mainly kind of an American thing. I don't think this is as big of a deal in other countries as it is here, because we in America, we follow a lot of social media, and we have a lot of toxic stuff going on as far as like social media, and just the fact that it's ruining relationships, it's ruining organic forming of relationships in general, because people want to, they don't want to be seen as a simp, or they don't want to be seen as some sort of, weak guy. Weak. No guy wants to be called weak, but everybody's opinion of what a weak guy is subjective, and so who cares if some other guy thinks you're weak for doing you? Just do you at the end of the day. But anyway, I gotta go on work here. Thanks for watching. I hope you were relaxed, and I hope I got you to kind of just think about some of these things. But man, I just hope that those people cutting the grass, I just hope that this doesn't show up in the video. But we will see. Thank you for watching.